Okay, everyone. We are playing Napoleon Total War tonight. Um, those of you who are coming from the YouTube channel, I already played this map twice. Once on the French side and once on the British side. Um, on the YouTube channel, I'm deciding to stream live tonight because basically, it's getting closer to the June 15th, the anniversary of it, and I'm basically a lot better at playing the game, and there's a lot more tricks that you can basically do to win this battle. And I want to sort of focus more on the gameplay, a little less on some of the other things like uh, deploying the stakes against the horses and moving the dragoons behind to shoot them in the back. I want to show some tricks here. And there's a lot of tricks in this map that when you play it, it makes it really, really um, easy to play this map. You can get a very easy victory, which of course makes sense because this is the first map of the very hard mode, right? So basically, when you're playing very hard, um, with all the expansions, which everyone should have by now because it's Napoleon Definitive Edition. You can buy it for $10 when it's on sale. Um, you will basically be thrown into this, and this is the first map you play as the British, right? And it makes sense that this should be the easiest map to play because the British sort of destroy Napoleon in this his penultimate battle. Um, it's one that he's probably known the most for, but it's actually he commits a lot of strategic mistakes leading up to this battle, and also during the battle he makes a lot of tactical errors, and there's also problems with the French chain of command. Um, One of the officers in particular, the Michael Ney, commands the cavalry, and he sort of has PTSD, right, from the invasion of Russia. Basically, he's kind of a broken man, very very aggressive, and they call him the bravest of the brave. Where is he here? Let's check this out. But being brave and charging yourself head on into everyone isn't always very smart, right? So you don't do it. Um, of course, since this is Napoleon Total War, it's impossible not to think about what's going on in the real world. I'd just like to quickly say, hopefully the war in Ukraine and in other places ends really quickly, but especially in Ukraine, right? And hopefully the Ukrainians are successful in kicking the Russians out of their country. But let's. That's not today. We're not playing that today. Today we're fighting the British against the French, but it's not actually just the British. It's everyone, right? It's the Allied armies, the Dutch, the Prussians are going to show up later on the map, and so are we have some Germans here too, and we have of course the Dutch, and who else do we have? I think that's it. The four countries here. I probably left out a couple countries on basically. I mean Scotland. That's the UK, right? Let's have this going because I'm not supposed to be talking about history. I'm talking more about the gameplay. So let's talk about a little bit of the gameplay. What we're gonna do is on the right flank here, the British right flank. Napoleon's gonna attack with two regiments of Fusiliers, right up this road. What we want to do is we want to get our soldiers on the right flank, sort of shooting the Fusiliers on three sides. So if we do this, and let's say we set ourselves up so that it's sort of it's called the thin red line, just a couple ranks steep. And the trick to this that I want to show you is basically we are setting up the thin red line. Up to here, when the shooting starts, you want to pull them back a little bit, right? So you pull them back, and the reason why you want to pull them back is it'll force the Fusiliers to march up this sort of hill, and they're gonna get shot at three sides by your troops. So you see what'll happen when I start that And when I actually have this happen, so what happens is I'll bring out the foot guards too as well, right over here, um, to shoot. And over here, I'll bring these Nassau Jaegers. The Nassau Jaegers will, there's no point keeping them in the forest. You want to run them and bring them back into the house here, because there's another battalion of Fusiliers, and they're going to come up here and sort of mill around the forest, and you want to get away from them, because there's no point holding the forest, right? Your troops actually won't win. It's only an 80 unit. It's skirmishers, and they're going to be very valuable later in the battle when we deploy stakes against the horses, right? That's what we're going to do. So far we've set up the British right flank here. They're all running, hopefully to get into position. And here we want them to run as well. Now let's take a look at the British center. These foot guards, we want to put them straight in this house, because what will happen is the French will attack with a unit of grenadiers right up into this house. And grenadiers are the 6-foot guys who are basically elite troops, who are basically really good at fighting in melee combat. And what we want is to position ourselves so that when these 6-foot guys come, we can shoot them in the face, right? They're gonna run towards the house, and they're just gonna ignore everything, and we're gonna shoot them in the face. So that's how we're gonna do it. And if we basically bring our light foot this way, behind in this depression, what we have here is the French will also bring a unit of Fusiliers up the center, and de Erlon, who was one of the French commanders at the Napoleon had, right? He actually survives the Battle of Waterloo, but not in this alternate history. He's going to charge up, he's going to attack, and he's going to get impaled by the stakes. Actually, that's what normally happens, right? What we're going to make happen is we're going to glitch it. So this unit of rifles here in the center, what you do is you make them go into the house right there. And as soon as they go into the house, it sort of freezes de Erlon, and he stops attacking, which is pretty good for you, right? So you move your light foot out, and you move the rifles into the house over here. And these Nassau Jaegers here, what you want to do is you also want to put them out here and have them basically be ready to be shooting from here. And the Dutch flankiers, they're also light infantry. You put them like this, and you will expand them out into light infantry mode as soon as they're ready. And the reason why you're behind the stakes is because stakes provide a little bit of cover, but also you'll be shooting down the hill. And as you shoot down the hill, you're going to get more range, right? So you want to be on top of the hill, or sort of using the hill. And you'll see that basically we use the hill a couple times to our advantage when we're fighting. So that's the French center. We've set up the French center for success here. Now, and also I'm going to do the artillery at the end, so just wait for artillery. Down here, the Black Watch and the French left. These are the guys in kilts. We're gonna move them into this house over here, right? And they're gonna guard the French left on the house here, on the French left. The left is probably where Napoleon should have attacked. Instead, he attacked through the right, and he wasn't able to basically. I mean, at the end of the day, they managed to take the house halfway through the day, I think, in real life. But it didn't matter that they took it, because it took them so long to take it, and they devoted so many forces to it that it sort of turned into a meat grinder, right? You are going to make it a meat grinder for Napoleon, basically putting the Black Watch into this house on the left side. He will send up probably a unit of Fusiliers up, and you'll have to fight him in the house. To win the house-to-house combat in this game, you have to have about 3-to-1 odds, right? And these Black Watch, they're elite infantry. They're good at fighting. It's too bad you have them alone, because they have this ability. When you look at the Black Watch, you can see that basically they have this ability, inspires nearby units, right? So if you figured out how to basically move these troops closer to your other units, you could possibly have an advantage, right? We're not going to do that right now just because we're not. I'm going to leave that up as sort of an improvement for all the rest of you if you want to do that. So the Black Watch is going to go to a house on the left side. And here's Dutch line infantry. We're going to have them march up here. And this is the only unit of line infantry that I've gotten ready here. And actually, we're going to see if we can put them here to shoot those grenadiers that are coming very, very soon. So right over here. And they should be able to hopefully make it in time because they're running and the grenadiers are not. The grenadiers will have to make it halfway across the map. Okay, so that's all the infantry units we've moved. Let's move the cavalry. First thing we want to do is move these dragoons. We're going to set the dragoons and put them right over here, sort of. I want to basically send the dragoons and get them ready to sort of make a charge, right? Because they're going to charge those grenadiers that are coming and basically getting ready to go into the house, right? That's what we're going to do. I mean, sometimes normally I might even go over here and do it from here, right? It's a nice place to do it, right over here. The problem with right over there is you might run into some Fusiliers coming up the center. So they might surprise you and send a line of Fusiliers up the center to attack the dragoons. So we'll have to be careful and pay attention to that. Take a look at that before we commit, right? So that's two of the horse we've got. Now we want the lifeguards and the dragoons here. I mean the lifeguards and the Earl of Uxbridge. So the lifeguards and Earl of Uxbridge is the named unit, and it's the best horse in the game, and it's only available on this map, right? It's got a lot of attack, a lot of defense, a lot of charge bonus. He's a very famous commander from this battle in history, where basically he sort of charges and routs the French horse, right? We're gonna use him not in that way, but we're gonna use him on the right side here on this road, and along with the other dragoons, basically like these guys and the horses that you see going to Buckingham Palace. We're gonna use them to basically attack the French marching up on the right here, up to this house, the Hougoumont, the house over there. So that's all the horse. We have 4 horse units. We set them, except for Wellington himself. In real life, he basically sort of sat under this elm tree. We're gonna move him and we're gonna sit him right over here, closer to the battle, because he provides a morale bonus the closer he is to troops in battle, right? That's the way the game works. So you put him close to the troops and they'll fight better, and that's how it happens. Now we've set up everyone. The only thing we haven't done yet is to basically start the artillery. How we're going to do the artillery is we're going to turn on the barrage mode right away and use up the barrage mode right away. Why not save it? Because if you get relatively lucky with your cannons, you can destroy a lot of troops by the time it starts happening. Like you can basically destroy almost all the French artillery. So let's do this. We shoot the French artillery like this, and this one here. We can shoot the French artillery here. That is coming up, and halfway through the battle, what we're gonna do is something a little bit funny with the artillery, because we're gonna try and save them from getting destroyed. It's gonna be a little bit of an experiment, but we're gonna see. Basically, what we can do is you can also set these to use their swords. So these artillerymen, they have swords, right? They don't have guns. Let's see their sword. I mean, where's their sword? I don't know where their sword is. Okay, maybe they punch people with their fists. I don't know, but they have a sword. So we're gonna send them and we're gonna get them away from the cannons, right? All right. So I've given orders to all the troops. Let's unpause and let's have this happen. Let's see what happens. Now here we have these 2 units here. They're not charging. I mean, they're not running. We want them to run. We want everyone basically to run to reposition themselves, because it takes quite a while to reposition yourself, and you want to be um, able to do this. Now the ones coming out of the houses, you have to be careful with them because you have to set them to run, right? So on pause again. And you have to set them to run even after you give them the order to run. So you have to get them out of the house on pause, and then you have to pause again and set them to run. So if you see these two like double arrows here, it means everyone is running. So everyone is running, and they're moving into their position here. And what we see here is basically we see the Brunswick Line infantry is lining up here, and we see the this little corner here. What we want to do is we don't want any friendly fires, so we want everything to line up like this a little bit, right? Now let's pay attention to the center here. So we see the Grenadiers moving, 120 here, and we see more Fusiliers moving straight up the center. We're going to see very soon whether or not the Fusiliers stop in the middle, or they basically keep moving up and we have to fight them. It's quite likely that we will have to fight them, but let's take a look here. And we'll be ready to move our Grenadiers in case it doesn't, our Dragoons, I mean, in case it doesn't work. So you see the Dragoons are moving. We're sending the Dragoons down, and we're going to dismount the Dragoons so that they can take a shot at the Grenadiers who are basically charging into the house for caring for their own safety, right? We're going to basically do that. Let's move these Brunswick Light Infantry, Brunswick Infantry a little bit like this. There we have it. There we go. And this one is facing forward like this, and here the foot guards are moving out. They're getting ready. There's a little vulnerability here because the Fusiliers come up this way. They might be able to take a shot at the foot guards. We just have to be a little bit attentive to that and basically make sure that that doesn't happen. So maybe go up a little bit like this, move them a little bit back. So there's a lot of positioning going on because we want to make sure that we can shoot everyone and not get shot at, right? And we see our Dragoons here. The Dragoons made it to the front, and we're going to see if these Fusiliers sort of stop over here or if they keep marching. If they keep marching, that means that we're going to have to fight them, and we probably will make our Dragoons retreat a bit because we don't want them to continue to attack. And yeah, there we go. The Fusiliers are continuing to march. So now we have to make a decision. What are we gonna do with these Dragoons, right? So we have our foot ready here. They're getting in, the foot guards, they're getting into the house, and we have these Dragoons here who are basically right over here and ready to go. These ones are the judge flankers. Let's turn on the light infantry mode. And here we have our King's German Legion light foot. We're gonna turn on the light infantry mode as soon as well. And we're gonna try and move our Dragoons a little bit back. I mean they're getting really close, but I don't really want them in the path of these foot who are gonna shoot. So we have to make a decision. Where do we place these Dragoons, right? I mean, one way would be to get them off the horse and have them attack the Dragoons. It may be that these Fusiliers basically still sort of stop short in the middle here somewhere, right? But I think they're gonna attack. I think they're gonna march up. I mean, let's wait a second here. Let's take a look on the right side here. We see our troops are lined up and ready to shoot. Here come the foot guards. They're not ready to shoot yet. They're not in position yet. and these Fusiliers are going into the forest. They're gonna find the forest abandoned because I put my Nassau Jaegers inside the house, right? So far so good. Everything is going according to plan, and these cannons are starting to shoot. I don't know why, but sometimes these cannons, the angle sort of appears totally off, but they do shoot. So if you aim right here, the cannons do shoot. I don't know if it's the artillerymen basically rotating the cannons the wrong way, but if you rotate them, they will rotate and they will shoot, right? Now, here we go here, the King's German Legion Light Foot, getting ready. Now let's make the decision about the Dragoons. What are we going to do? Not in combat. They haven't started to attack yet, right? And I don't want the Dragoons to basically accidentally get killed by these. So let's go this way. Hopefully they don't run into these spikes. It's the spikes are supposed to be friendly. What's it called? Friendly fire, right? I think the trick between these is that the AI won't shoot horses without soldiers on them, right? So what we can do is we can dismount right now. As soon as we dismount, we can move our troops back here, and there'll just be a wall of horses in the front. Let's see if that actually works as we want. This is a little bit of a risk. I might lose some horses to this because I don't know what is going to happen, but I'm pretty sure that is what will happen. I mean, here are the Dutch line infantry. They're moving in the front here, and the grenadiers are here. So it's already a little bit too late. But let's move the line infantry, say right over here, just so that in case I need to fight those Fusiliers, I have firepower ready to shoot, right? Now these Dragoons, what am I gonna do about these Dragoons? I'm keeping the horse in front. They're gonna be attacked. I mean, the smart thing to do would be to retreat them, but I'm going to take the risk here and line up the troops to shoot. I want to see what happens with these Dragoons. All right, now the Dragoons are here. Alright, they've gotten off their horses. Okay, looks like that the Fusiliers here in the center, they did stop. So we are ready. We are ready for this. Let's keep our Dragoons like this, and they will basically shoot the Grenadiers like this as they're coming into the house. Here are the King's German Legion Light Foot. Let's set them up to light infantry mode, and these Dutch line infantry. We're not going to need them, but what we can do is we can put them right here to shoot the soldiers that are coming to march into the house, because they're running and they're going to attack the Black Watch in the house, right? It's a little bit of going back and forth, right? But that's all right. I think they can handle it. Take a look at these foot guards. The foot guards are coming out. They're getting ready to line up. And the horsemen are here. They're lined up here. More horsemen are on the way. And I'm in the zone with Wellington here. He's close enough to give everyone the morale bonus. All right, everyone is ready. There we go. Here come the Dragoons. Dragoons should be shooting right now. And let's see if I can get some canister out here. to shoot the French grenadiers as they're coming up this way. And hopefully the grenadiers don't start shooting me. They start running into the house, because I'm expecting them to run into the house. Alright, they are. They're starting to run into the house, and they're gonna get absolutely destroyed. I mean, 20 have already died, and right as they're really close to the house, I'm gonna charge the dragoons and charge the grenadiers and rout them. Now over here, let's check this out here. They've already started to shoot, so let's move them a little bit backwards here. And this is the part where I say you have to sort of look at it, right? So they're already starting to shoot here, the German Legion Light Foot, and you move them back, and what happens is it'll force the computer to climb up the hill to take a shot at you, right? And you sort of want that, because as soon as they have to climb up the hill, they will expose themselves to a lot of fire from you. And here we go with the foot guards. They're still not ready to fire. Let's hope they are in a minute. I mean, the 1 or 2 men are still running out. And let's take a look at these grenadiers. The grenadiers are getting shot at. Many of them are dying. 107. Alright, let's see this cannon here. Have they started to shoot? 91, that's a lot. Uh, 77, and now let's charge. Basically, if we charge them now, they will rout because they're in the red, right? And this cannon here, I don't want any friendly fire. I don't know if they actually managed to get a canister shot off on the grenadiers or not. But it's too late. It's too late to fire. I mean, if you do this right now, what's gonna happen? I mean, hopefully they get off one shot, right? Alright, there we go. Alright, that's routed now. Now let's check out the right side here. Looks like that I mean, they're marching up the hill. They've already lost 60 men, and they're doing very, very badly. So we can charge for our horse now, and probably rout them. But the problem with that is, as soon as we do that, the Fusiliers will start shooting at the horse, and we'll get a lot of casualties from that. So it's better to I mean, I haven't solved this problem, right? Basically, they'll come up here and they'll get shot at, but let's wait a bit. I think what happens is these will rout. Combat and losing steady, winded, they'll just rout even without the horses, right? Because there'll be so many people shooting at them. Especially if we just charge them. If we charge them, they'll rout, right? I don't want to use my horse right away because a lot of horse dies if that happens. Now let's go back to the center. We've successfully defeated that grenadier unit, and what we will do is, I mean, here 46 out of 60, 57 out of 60. Get them back on their horses, and there's this foot unit here, and we want them to sort of march the center. And the reason is there's still these Fusiliers hiding in here, and they're going to be basically attacking from the um, from the in the center pretty soon, right? It's gonna be an attack here very soon. Uh, and I mean, we did it. All these Dutch flankers and light infantry, Kim's German Lichtfruit, Nassau Jaegers, etc., etc. And they're all spread out. Let's move out over here. I mean, there's a lot of them, right? There is a lot of them. So we spread them out over here like this, and as long as they're sort of spread out, they're really hard to hit. So we move them here, and especially with these Nassau Jaegers, what we want to do is put them in the center, and we want to lay the spikes because the horses are going to be coming pretty soon, right? So you want to lay the spikes here in the center. I mean, and if you look at the left side here, you see the Fusiliers here are coming in 123 out of 160. Not really successful in killing all of them yet, right? And you managed to take a shot at them. But one thing we can do is basically attack in, charge them right here with the Dutch line infantry, right? I mean, maybe it's better to let them keep shooting because they have been shot at and they're losing quite a few men. But if you charge them, you might be able to hit them in the back of the charge, right? And here's some canister. Maybe we can get a couple shots off on them. So you see, there's a lot of micro going on, right? That's not what I did the first time around. And here they are. You want to. They're charging here. Now the horse is here. They're getting back on the horse, and these foot are moving. Now on the right side, see there's 91 out of 60. Let's do the charge because they're close enough that probably these ones won't be able to shoot. Problem with this is as soon as I charge these ones here will take a lot of shot at the horses. So I still don't want to charge the infantry, right? I want to keep my horses in the back so that they don't get shot up. And here it's still 153. I haven't lost very many men at all. And the foot guards, 160, basically shooting them in the flank. These are going to retreat very soon. Combatant losing, wavering, they're gonna get shot up and killed very soon. So let's take a look on the French. On the British left flank here, we're charging the Fusiliers with our Dutch light infantry. Let's see how well that goes. I mean, you're going there. I mean, it's good. Here's the charge, and you manage to charge them and hit them. And they're dying because they're sort of they're expecting to go in the house, but they're sort of getting stabbed as they're going into the house, right? 144 to 160. Let's see this here. 138. I mean, we're losing a lot of men because it's a melee combat, right? Let's go back here. Maybe charging wasn't the smartest idea, right? Just let them go in the house and get slaughtered. It's like how when you want to keep your horse from charging here. Okay, the French they've routed here. So what you want to do is you want to do this here, and you want to pull your infantry just a little more back so that they march up the hill and get shot at. Now these here, you will have to move up to be able to get a shot up on the French here. I don't know what these are doing here. We want them to stay on top of the hill. and I think they're sort of making their way into the. I mean, I've lost quite a few. I've cost about, I don't know, maybe 20 of them charging like that. All right, they've routed. It was a good thing I retreated too because my cannon was taking their first canister shot at it, right? So cannon are very good at routing the enemy, and you don't want to get in the way of cannon. Let's do this here. Start shooting with your cannon again, and all right. All right, looks like that the foot guards are starting to shoot, and the Brunswick infantry are starting to shoot as well. Everyone is starting to shoot, and they're gonna march up this hill and be slaughtered again, right? We'll send in our horse this time, or maybe we won't. We'll just keep our horse back, and they will just get continually shot up because their fire is completely ineffective at this point. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want to get ready to engage this line of Fusiliers here at the center, and we want to get ready to lay the stakes because the French horse are coming fairly soon, right? And here are the light dragoons. Let's keep them up here. I mean, I'm hoping that when they go through these stakes, there's no friendly fire, they don't get killed. Looks like they're avoiding the stakes there. And they're walking through the stakes, so they're not charging through the stakes. It's good. And we want to bring our Dutch line infantry back into the center here because they've done their job. We're going to lead light infantry in the center to fight, line infantry in the center to fight the horses, right? I mean, there's one more unit of Fusiliers there in the forest. Here, the Fusiliers here, they're marching up the hill, and they're taking a lot of casualties. And what I can do is I can even pull them back even further, and they'll be forced to march up the hill to damage them, right? Right. And what I can do now, if I wanted to, is I could send in my horse. It would be a shock, and I could send in my horse and destroy them. But let's keep shooting. There's no reason I need to use my horse. Melee fighting has a lot of casualties all the time. Here are my Nassau Jaegers, right in the center. I want to set the stakes to get ready for their horse attack. I mean, I don't know if some horses are dying to this or not. I heard I heard some neighing, so maybe horses are dying to it by accident. Horses dying who shouldn't be dying. But let's see that. Let's start nailing the stakes down. Actually, no. I want them a little bit in the further ahead, so that they so that the stakes basically are like that. I mean, the cannons are definitely shooting right in the front, right? So I want to turn it off. You have these Dutch line infantry, they're walking through the center. Hopefully they don't get targeted. They're walking like this. the French artillery doesn't start shooting though. I managed to kill one person and the artillery there on that side. And here in the center, 23 out of 24, 23 out of 24, 24 out of 24. It's fine here. And they're trying to shoot the house. Let's check out this here. How many people are dying here? 117 out of 160, 68 out of 160. I mean, I could charge him with the horse right now, try to conserve my bullets. And maybe I'll do that. Maybe this will be enough to destroy them. I mean, a lot of them are dying right now. There should be only... I'm gonna tell them to stop shooting, everyone to stop shooting soon, so that they don't accidentally shoot my horse. Alright, looks like they ran. They saw the horse coming and they couldn't take it, so they ran. That's alright, let's keep them back now. That's good, that's exactly what I like, that's perfect. Now let's bring up these line infantry back in the center here. We're gonna guard the center because they're going to be coming. The French horse are going to be coming. And here, let's set the stakes here. Now, where's my other unit of Nassau Jägers? I've got Nassau Jägers here. Oh, there's Nassau Jägers in the house. I think what happens is as soon as I pull them out of the house, this unit of Fusiliers will start advancing. So maybe it's a good idea to keep them in the house for now. Right, I'm trying to see if this unit of Fusiliers is gonna start moving. It's not moving. I think we glitched it, sort of like on the other side. We glitched three of the French units on the left side too, so they did not attack. That's what we're gonna do, and we successfully planted the stakes here to get ready for the charge. So in real life, Ney charges all his horses into the British center, and he gets screwed. That's what we're gonna do here too. So let's put the foot in the center here. They will also form square in the center here, and we're also gonna form square right over here, like this. Now, one thing we can do is we can pull them out of the house here to form two larger squares, right, like this. And the French should be gathering their cavalry for their attack. So this is going to be the second phase of the battle. We've beaten the first phase with almost no casualties, which is very, very awesome. I mean, the Earl is chasing. That's all right. Don't chase Earl. What we want to do is we want to pull them all the way back here to the center, because the French, they bring some grenadiers. They bring some grenadiers up the right flank, and basically you don't want to fight grenadiers. You don't want to fight horses with grenadiers with horses, right? It's not a good idea. You want to keep your horses intact for as long as possible. Now let's take a look at the French horse. They haven't started to assemble yet to attack. The attack's gonna come fairly soon, in about 5 minutes, I think. So we did so well that basically we did so well that basically there's no there's a lot of time for us to assemble everything we need, right? I mean, here they are. They set their stakes. Hopefully they're planting the stakes in the ground. They're planting the stakes, and the stakes should be ready fairly soon. The stakes should be ready fairly soon. I don't know why the stakes are not ready yet. Maybe it's because they can't spread themselves out far enough to place the stakes. So let's micro them a little bit up. Okay, the French horse are starting. So the fight is going to begin very, very soon. Um, I'm going to keep these Nassau Jaegers in here. I mean, ideally what I should do is I should pull them out and pull the stakes, have the stakes come up, but then this unit of Fusiliers will attack. So I'm going to keep them inside the house and get them ready that way. Wellington, let's keep them straight in the center here. And the horse is going to attack very, very soon. We gotta get ready for that, right? The French horse is assembling itself, and I'm pushing in. Are they starting to smash the ground and deploy the stakes? All right, they're starting to match the ground. They're putting the stakes in. Good, good, good. Hopefully they can put enough of the stakes there that a lot of the French horse just sort of dies to the stakes. Let's get them in front here like this. Now, let's turn on more barrage, and then see if we can shoot more. Alright. I mean, everyone's out now and getting ready to form the square. The King's German Legion foot here is looking a little bit weaker. And what I really wanted to do is wanted to pull these Nassau Jaegers out to get a second line of stakes, right? But I cannot do that right now because if I do that, then what will happen is these Fusiliers here will march up and they'll start attacking. So I don't want that to happen yet. So let's allow that not to happen yet. And let's see if we can keep our infantry like this. Let's form the square. Alright, here they come. Infantry is starting to form a square. And there's some stakes in the front, so when they attack, it's gonna be pretty much a massacre. And here we see the grenadiers that are gonna make their way up the French road, this road on the right. That's why it's not ideal to keep these Nassau Jaegers here, because grenadiers would go inside the house and fight them. That's probably why they attack the grenadiers, to make sure you can't camp in the house. But we're gonna basically attempt that anyway. Right. Alright. Now their horse is getting ready to attack, and we are in position to basically totally ruin their horse. Here they come. Here they come. The light dragoons. I wanted to, I mean, a few of them died in their horse, right? I don't know what happens to spare horses after you get off them and attack, but you can get them off the horse and start shooting down here, right? And they can shoot from up here. We can have them shoot from the top of the hill here. Here come the horse. Plenty of them are going to die to the spikes, but plenty of them are also going to get through. And let's give everyone a morale bonus, because we're going to be fighting in melee here. And let's see where they attack, and I'll give the square that they attack from. All right. A lot of them have died. See this here. I mean, it seems like the horses are coming up and they're trying to go around this way. So let's see what happens here. a lot of horses are dying, and they're attacking this way. The infantry here is light infantry here is getting attacked. So I mean, what we can do is we can charge our horse and finish them off, right? But there's still 30 horses here, and also the Fusiliers have started their attack here, right? Hopefully they don't go inside the house. I don't want them to go inside the house. All right, routed. Michael Ney is routed, and these Lancers should also be routed fairly soon. All right, there you go. They're all dead now. The horses are all dead, and that's beating the second phase of this map, right? We killed all their horses, and now we just got to beat these two here on this side here. There's a Fusiliers and a Grenadiers unit. The Fusiliers are sort of leftovers from the start when we basically didn't manage. We sort of glitched them into the forest, right? Now bring these out here, and let's deploy our infantry like this, and we're gonna use our cavalry to charge if we get a chance here, right? We've kept them alive the whole time, which is great, but we're gonna need them to fight soon. Let's bring our light infantry here. And where are, I mean, our dragoons? I don't know what it is about dragoons, but whenever you use them as, and you use their guns seem to do a lot of damage, right? The dragoon guns. I don't know if that's a reward for basically range 80, accuracy 37. So it's nothing remarkable. It's just the idea of dragoons, right? Having people on horses with guns is something that is allows you to sort of shoot them in the back sometimes, and almost like a force multiplier, right? So let's move these light infantry. What we're gonna do is move them on the right side here. See if we can beat these Fusiliers. And we should be able to, because they all spread out and they're hard to shoot, and meanwhile they're very accurate. Light infantry is very powerful in this game, right? Alright, let's have this happen. I mean, there's so much smoke you can barely see anything, but we want to keep shooting their, their artillery is almost at 2 out of 4 here. And here. 2 out of 4. We've almost killed one of their artillery units. 4 out of 4 here. Let's use this, more of this. And maybe we can shoot the horse, right? Have a better chance of shooting that horse there. Okay, everyone is getting into their positions. Let's have these form line against the oncoming Fusiliers. Let's form line straight across like this. It's not ideal because the hill actually provides them a little bit of cover, right? But we're still gonna be able to flank them on the right side with the horses and the light infantry. So it depends where they are, right? But we're still gonna be able to destroy them fairly badly like this. 149 or 160. Let's have everyone see everyone get into position here. Let's bring these here in line. Let's see if we can bring our Nassau Jaegers out of the house, because I don't want the Grenadiers going into the house, right? Or maybe I should just leave them. The Grenadiers are still pretty far away, and they're shooting the Fusiliers, so let's leave that. Okay, the line is forming up, and as soon as the line is formed up and ready, I will be attacking. Where's Wellington here? You don't want him to. Do you want to place him parallel like this? Because one cannonball from the French artillery could kill half your horse. So you don't want to allow that. And they like targeting Wellington. Let's use another one of these. Here they come. You want to turn on fire at will. Let them fire. Let them fire. I mean, I think I didn't turn on fire at will when I was shooting the horses, so maybe not as many of the horses got killed as should have been. But that's alright, we have all our units almost at full power. I'm not worried about that. Alright, the Fusiliers are getting shot at. And I mean, they're running towards my horse, obviously. They're hoping to catch my horse, so let's move the horse a little bit further back. They're not gonna be able to get the horse. I mean, they're getting shot at right now. They're still getting shot at. They're still running after the horse, which is pretty funny actually. And they might actually get a shot off on the horse if I'm not careful. I don't know what's going on here. Are they charging or what is going on here? Alright, looks like they're charging the light infantry. If that's the case, I'm gonna pull all the light infantry back. Because they're not so good at fighting in melee, right? Do this, shoot them. And we will give a boost to whatever unit they charge. All right, it's set to red now. The Nassau Jaegers, they got out of the house. So now that it's red, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna charge them, because as soon as you charge them, maybe they will basically rout. What are these? Yeah. mean, I want to get these ready to shoot the grenadiers that are coming up, right? I don't want these to charge. Alright, there's a unit here that is not charging. King's German foot. And my horse isn't in position to charge, or I would send him. I mean, I ran my horse so far back because I was afraid of getting attacked, but maybe I shouldn't be so afraid of that, right? Alright, I mean, there we go. I mean, there's a fighting going on, 102. They're losing slightly. I think it's time to charge with the horse now. They're in the house here and fighting the Nassau Jaegers. Let's get the Nassau. I thought the Nassau Jaegers got the hell out of there. That's why they were not. But let's do that right there. Can they get out? I mean, if they cannot get out, I'm gonna have to go in there and basically engage the grenadier unit, right? 97 out of 102. Okay, let's go inside and fight, because it seems like that's what it's forced me to do so far, right? And I didn't manage to use the dragoons so far, which is a little bit unfortunate, right? Because the dragoons here could have been sort of they could have been a thing, right, on this flank, and they could have shot up these. And you can spam click the horse. Where are they here? Earl of Uxbridge and lifeguards. And you can sprint the dragoons over here. It's too late for them to take part in that fight. Alright, they're going in here. That's pretty funny. You hear what I just said? Let's move these. Let's move these over here. Earl of Uxbridge and lifeguards, and basically after we beat this grenadier unit, I mean, I hate that we have to fight the grenadiers in the house, because I didn't want to do that, right? I thought the Nassau Jaegers had retreated already. Winning slightly. I mean, they're still winning slightly, and the grenadiers are losing. My troops are losing here. Foot guards. They're still winning slightly, right? It's just there's so many men here that and the Nassau Jaegers got defeated, right? Whatever. Which absolutely sucks, because I thought I retreated them. I just didn't see them in the frickin' smoke, right? So that's one thing that could have been massively improved. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna attack through the French right, right? We're gonna attack on the right side, and we're gonna try and avoid fighting the Imperial Guard, right? Basically, the Imperial Guardsmen, they're even better at fighting melee than the Grenadiers here. And I mean, look, very tired combatant, um, winning slightly, losing. I I I mean, winning slightly, and we're losing a lot of men in here, right? Uh, Here's what I'll do. I'll bring Wellington a little bit closer to the melee fight here. And I will give I don't know if I can give a bonus to them or not. Nassau Jaegers shattered. I mean, they lost in melee, right? Skirmishers are not good at melee, so that was expected. Unfortunately, that means 80 more men dead. Hopefully, it doesn't mean that I can't get a decisive victory, right? Because if that's the difference between it, well, you know what to do to fix that, right? But I mean, we're losing men here. We're losing men here. 126, 138. Combatant winning slightly. So, I mean, it looks like we have the numbers here. Definitely, we have the numbers. 123, 133, losing slightly. But I think that we're gonna eventually wear them down, right? There's gonna be too many. I mean, we can go on the house. There's 295. So if we wanted to, we can go inside there, right? Actually, let's do that. Yeah, do that here. Here. I mean, we're fighting them in the house, which is not ideal at all, right? Fighting grenadiers in the house when they're really good at fighting in the house. 31 left, 29. They should be dead very soon. They've only got 20 soldiers, 23 exhausted, 20, and we've lost quite a few fighting them, right? There you go. They're totally routed now. Let's have these three units here. Let's have them pull out right over here. Bring Wellington over here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna avoid fighting the Imperial Guard. We're gonna we're gonna send all our troops up to the front and attack the French from the rear, right? Let's see how this goes. We lost quite a bit of men fighting in the house, which kind of pisses me off. These Nassau Jaegers, we had almost a perfect game until we basically decided to leave the Nassau Jaegers in the house by accident. But that's all right. If that's all the casualties we take this map, then it's very possible that we're not going to lose any more men the rest of this map, right? Because the Prussians are going to come very soon. And the Imperial Guard are gonna attack through the center, but we're not gonna be there when they attack, right? When they do attack, we're gonna send our artillerymen to the left somehow. We're gonna let the Imperial Guards just sort of walk around and accomplish nothing. Let's have all our line infantry go like this here. and this one here is a little bit too far out, so we're gonna go over here first before I move. And they're hitting, the artillery is hitting this way here, right? Like they're getting shot. I'm not too worried about that because it's only a 2 unit, and that's fine. We can go over here, down this road. So yeah, we've completely we're gonna completely outflank the French on the right here. Basically, we're going to attack them while they're busy with the Prussians. Let's move everyone up. And here, the Nassau Jaegers. Basically, the Dutch light infantry here. Keeping them in the house was sort of the mistake I just made in this map, but we will be able to. It shouldn't cost us the game, right? What'll just happen is we'll have a few more casualties, and maybe we won't get our decisive victory, right? But we should still be able to. We should still be able to win very, very badly. I mean, look at this artillery; it's missing here. I mean, there are a few more died that way. I mean, you could put them up here and basically get them completely out of the range of artillery. Suppose that would be another mistake that I sort of made, but that's all right. And here we go. They're all set up now here. What we have is. Let's get everyone ready here. And we're gonna, as soon as the Napoleon, the Prussians come on that road in the rear, Napoleon is gonna send half his troops, his young guard and his horse reserves here to attack the Prussians, and we're gonna march straight up through the center with our troops and destroy all his artillery and win the map, right? So that's what's gonna happen. Okay, here come the old guard. Imperial guardsmen are attacking straight through the center, and what we're gonna do is we're abandoning our positions here. So we set these to like this, and then we can send our artillery troops to basically run. Right, that's what we're doing. Here what to do, run. So you go like this, and they'll go like this, and then what you can do is you can send them to run right over there. Set them to run. Come on. And here come the Napoleon's troops are marching straight up the center, and you don't need to march up the center because you've got everything right here, right? That's what is happening right here. Be ready to attack straight in the center like this. And fighting these old guard, these Imperial Guardsmen, is actually pretty hard. What I usually do is I set up on the hill here, and they shoot down the hill, and it's basically amazing. There's 500 people shooting all at once down the hill, and you get them to basically destroy the Imperial Guard with a lot of firepower, right? But we're not going to do that this time because we're going to just try to conserve as many of our men as possible. And we've already made two mistakes doing that. We kept those Nassau Jaegers in the house and then aggroed people to go fight in the house, and we had to deal with house fighting, which is casualty heavy. And then there was like a melee here where a lot of see there's some horses dead and some you see some red shirts dead here too. Actually quite a few of them dead, right? And then there was a third thing I did, which was basically well, I did a few things that were not ideal, right? But let's see, we still have the vast majority of our troops intact, and it might still be enough to grant us our decisive victory, right, that we want. Let's do this here. The Nassau Jaegers and stay in the back here. Brunswick Line Infantry. That's 6 units of line infantry here, which is quite a lot actually. And get ready here with our light infantry here. I don't want to get too close because I want to wait for the Prussians to sort of attack the Young Guard. I don't want to attack the Young Guard right now. And send these horsemen up. Send the Duke this way. Alright, now you see the Imperial Guardsmen are moving up, but they're attacking basically nothing, right? There's nothing there for them to attack, and therefore we won't get any casualties by fighting them. What we'll do is we'll sweep this way, destroy everything else, and kill Napoleon, and that might make his armies rout without fighting the Imperial Guard, right? And Napoleon over there has exposed himself, so what you can do is, I don't know if I can actually hit him from here. Probably not. This cannon here can only hit this one here, right? And there you go, the old guard are marching up the same old way, and you're not going to be there. And now we wait for Blücher and the Prussians to come, and the Prussians will basically have about 3 or 4 units of they'll have a lot of stuff. They'll have about 6 units, and we can let the Prussians fight this, and these 2 horse units, and Napoleon will basically have nothing left. We can just march up the center, and that's it, right? So you see how it actually is very, very possible to get a decisive victory with this map. Um, it took a while to think of the technique, right? Because of all the scripted events, like the Imperial Guard going up here. Look, they're going up here, and now they're just gonna sort of walk around, and there's gonna be nothing that they can do. If they do decide to attack this artillery here, we can also retreat, right? It's not a huge problem. If we need to, we can retreat. They're coming up this way, and we need to go somewhere. So let's go say here. And the Imperial Guards are moving up the hill here, and we can always retreat, right? What we can say is we want to send all our men outside the house to somewhere else, right? If we have to keep them in the house and have them fight in the house, that's fine. We have enough troops to make it a pretty bad fight. The problem is these Imperial Guardsmen are really good at fighting inside the house, right? So what we want to do is we want to sort of avoid fighting them at all, because if they have to fight, it's not going to be very good for us, right? So let's say we can, but another problem is as soon as we move out, the Erlan unit will move and charge us, and so will a couple of the Fusilier units. So we have a decision to make, right? Do we aggro everything by leaving the house or not? It depends where these old guard headed. If they just sort of walk around back and forth in the center here, that's fine. But if they go after this artillery, then I'm gonna have to do something. If we do this, and basically get over here. Problem is there's nothing over here to walk to, right? So I can't use that little trick. So what you do is you turn this off, then you say I want to say go over here. Okay, so they can actually walk, and you can order them to walk. No, they're starting to fight, right? I mean, I guess I could do that. I lose here. Now the question is, do I stay in the house or not? Because if I stay in the house, if the Imperial Guard run down into the house and start attacking me, then it's very, very bad. But it's very possible that they do not go down to the house, because they just swoop this way and they move back and forth, right? So let's see where that goes. I mean, it'll depend what I see here. If I see them start moving towards the house, I'm going to get everything ready to run. I mean, I could start running everything out of the house right now, right? And I think that's it. I think the Imperial Guard will just sort of linger around and move back and forth on top of the hill. I don't think that they will come down into the house. I need to tell everyone to stop shooting because I don't want to aggro them, right? And these rifles don't want to aggro them as well. Question is, are they going to come down into the house? That's the question. I want to know. They might charge down the hill into the house, and then I'll be a little bit screwed. Okay, they're not going into the house. Maybe they just sort of mill about at the top. I was hoping they would stay in the center and mill about at the top, but if not, then we're gonna have to see what they do. Right. I mean, that's it. The swoopings to the top. Have the Prussians started to arrive yet? They have not. Um, right. So there you are. They're stuck, and they're coming down into the house. They're coming down into the house, I think. Uh, Let me see. Are they moving towards the house? They're sort of stuck there. They're not moving at all. Uh, let's see what happens here. They're forming up. They're forming up in a line, and they may be going towards the house, right? Uh, I do not want to fight them in the house because they will kill. They will basically take the house. They're very good at melee fighting. But let's watch it, right? Meanwhile, on over here, everything is chilling. Everything is doing good. Wellington is here, taking a break under another elm tree, and we're sort of waiting for these ones to move out of the way so we can attack and kill Napoleon, right? But let's see what happens here. I want to see. So we have the Imperial Guards here. They're standing here in line, and let's see if they run towards the house, because if they do, I'm a little screwed. So let's hope they don't. Let's hope they don't, and they just stuck here. That's it. So that's the end of their script. They stand there and they wait, and just leave them there. Don't touch him, right? Don't poke the bear. And keep an eye on them in case they start moving. And we don't want them to start moving, right? Now let's wait for the Prussians. As soon as the Prussians come, the young guard and these horsemen will move out. I mean, we've kept all our artillerymen alive, right? Let's take a look at these artillery pieces. They're still working. They didn't bother to sort of attack them or sabotage them, but we're not going to want to fight these because they're very, very good. They're very good. They can kill twice as many as they are if they're fighting in melee, and they're really good at shooting, and they're really good. They're basically the best unit in the game. These old guard, of course, it's called Napoleon Total War, so the Imperial Guardsmen are going to be the best besides Napoleon himself, right? They're wearing the bearskin hats. They all have 20 years or 10 years working with him at least. Well, at least one campaign, I think it is. But we're going to wait for the Prussians. I mean, the Prussians still aren't coming. Part of me wonders if it's already glitched, right? Because if it's glitched, then and the Prussians never come, then we're kind of in a bind as well, right? I put these over here. And you can put the skirmishers in front of your regular army like that. Alright, now it's just a waiting game. Wait for the Prussians to come. I mean, we've taken advantage of quite a few glitches, right, in the way they moved. Hopefully that gives some idea to some people who basically want to get a decisive victory or even a heroic victory. I look at this and I think to myself, okay, might be possible to get a heroic victory with this, right, if your micro is really, really awesome. But let's see what happens here. Get ready, and here Napoleon is just standing right there. If the cannons had continued shooting, they could have kept shooting at Napoleon and killed him right now, right? But the cannons stopped, and everyone is just sort of sitting in the house here. Let's take a look at the house. Most of them here, and they're I think those are the riflemen, and then the guys in kilts over here. They're hiding in the house here. Oh, you can't actually zoom into the house to see them, right? And I wonder if they're in the back too. They probably don't open the windows to the back unless you're attacked in the back. And that's it for the house, right? And here you sort of see them stacked up in the house like that. So yeah. Let's wait. Are the Prussians going to come? Because by now, normally they've come. There you go. The Prussians. There's 6-7 units here, and Napoleon's their young guard units here should move to start engaging the Prussians, right? If not, the Prussians will advance. And there you go. They're starting to charge. The young guard. And the dragoons are starting to move in. So everyone's starting to move in, and let's move in ourselves and move everything up ourselves, right? Right. And over here. Now maybe we want to do a little bit of micro here. We'll have the Earl and the lifeguards sort of like this in the rear, and we'll have the dragoons separate because the dragoons can't get off their horse and shoot, right? Maybe we want to do that. And of course, Wellington needs to move up himself. And here we go. So we take advantage of the computer not being very smart, and we attacked him in the rear, because we knew exactly what was going to happen. It's a little bit of a cheesy way to win, but if you want to actually, if you want to see them win not in this way, if you want to see them win another way, I have my other video up that you can watch. But yeah, we're gonna attack this way. And send the horsemen up. Now, the big question here is, will the old guard here, the Imperial Guardsmen, start attacking down if I start attacking Napoleon himself? I mean, they're supposed to protect Napoleon, right? I don't know the answer to that question because I've actually never played the map this way. I thought of this map, of playing it this way after playing it countless times and realizing what was happening, right? Basically, Napoleon, Imperial Guardsmen moving up as per a scripted event, right? And the other scripted events that basically happened, us manipulating it so that we can avoid anything. Now we don't want to aggro these, right? So gotta be careful not to get too close. I don't know what the aggro range is, or if there is one. Probably firepower range, right? Now, let's have everyone ready to shoot. Here they go. Alright, here we go. Let's have everyone go into square mode. I mean, we should shoot, but square mode is probably the safest and the least casualties. And we don't have horses to charge him with, right? I mean, I don't want to give him. There's only 10 horses left, right? Alright, Napoleon's dead, and his unit is routed. I mean, you sort of feel sorry for him almost, right? But let's get back into line. Okay, he started a war, he killed a lot of people, so I don't feel sorry for him. Let's get everyone back into line, and see what we can do here. Let's march everyone like this. Have Mill Wellington march up a little closer. I don't want to get too close because with my skirmishers, because they still have cavalry left, and cavalry really destroys skirmishers, right? They can bring down the whole unit in really quickly. See this here. The Prussians are winning badly. Let's bring everyone up to here. And as soon as we destroy the artillery, and maybe what'll happen is this unit here, the Erlan, will charge us once we aggro him, and maybe the Imperial Guard will come down the hill too. Who knows? But we'll be ready for them, whatever happens, right? So the Erlan here, it's got 17 horses, not too many left. I guess I don't have to think about that too much. I mean, this really is a lot of units that I've saved here. Let's get them close enough. And let's get these ready to attack, and these dragoons too. We'll move them somewhere. I don't know how we're gonna get them to attack, but we can't go here because these young guard is still here, right? And we don't want to run into them by accident. 1824. bring these up here. Wellington's force here. The skirmishers. I don't know if they can go inside the house or not. I mean, they're getting shot in the face, but they're not getting harmed. Probably because there's a hill protecting them, right? So let's eliminate that hill right here. Alright, here we go. Square. I don't really need to go to square because it's only 10 horses, right? But never know what's useful or not. And I could run in here and just kill them all here, right? I'm using my dragoons to charge. And let's bring the dragoons back because I see that unit of fusiliers is marching towards me. And let's use the buffs. Get out of square, go into line. They may be charging, they're running. What I'll do is I'll buff up these foot guards and I'll put them back in the square for the morale bonus for melee fighting. And where are my dragoons here? Let's go right over here. I'll dismount and attack the fusiliers from the flank. Where are my horses here? Yeah, it's time to send everything in with the horses. They've still got one more unit of fusiliers over there, so I don't want to just rush my horses in. There's still one over here, right? And a lot of units are here checking the Imperial Guard from moving. Moving back. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. Are they aiming this way or? Yeah, they're aiming this way, so they're trying to hit the dragoons. Let's move them back then. And what we can do now is we can charge them now, right? We've got these here and these. How much time have we got left? 10 minutes left. That's plenty of time to route the remaining units. Hopefully, because if I need to kill these 2 Imperial Guardsmen to end it, it's gonna be very bad for me, right? But hopefully we don't need to do that. Let's see where these go here. I mean, they're going that way, so let's charge, and let's charge now. I put him into diamond and charge now. I mean, some of the horses are dying. Alright, there we go. Alright. Now let's see what else I have to do here to get these two. What else I have to do to basically win this. This here. 17 left here. All the French artillery is red now because it's under attack. Let's get all the horses, the horsemen here in case I need to do one last final charge. I shouldn't need to. There should be enough time to just shoot him and kill him. The Prussians won. Looks like all the French Imperial Guard are dead. They sacrificed all their horse. They still have a few units of infantry left here. And let's see, once we kill this foot artillery and those Fusiliers, hopefully we don't have to fight the Imperial Guard. My theory has been that we don't have to fight them, and that's how we win. But let's bring these up here. It is here. Alright, there goes the artillery, the last of the artillery. There's one more French unit. Now, if we have to fight the Imperial Guard, that's not a lot of time, and we're going to have to basically, we might lose because we can't rout the Imperial Guard in time. But I doubt that. Let's see how it goes. Alright, all the people are screaming, they're charging, let's follow the charge in. Whoa. Woo. And it goes like that. They're totally overwhelmed. And that's it. And we've cleared them all. The Imperial Guardsmen here, where are they? Here. There's no more flag. They're running. They're retreating. And that's it. We've beaten them out. Let's see what we get. If we can get a decisive victory. End the battle. Let's see this happen. Oh, it's still a close victory. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure it's possible. But I guess we made a little bit too many a few too many mistakes, right? Let's go here. And close victory. There we go. We've only lost 600 troops. I mean, I'm sure we can get to the point where we don't lose that unit of Nassau Jaegers. That's 80 troops more. Maybe we do a little less melee fighting. That's another 50 troops. So we can bring it down to about 500 troops, and maybe that would be enough for a decisive victory, right? But this is the least number of troops I've lost on this map. Let's take a look at the kills here. The most kills are from these line infantry here, right? I don't expect a lot of kills because I kept most of my stuff alive. Foot guards, these ones really did exceptionally well. They killed 194 and lost 71. Same with these German Legion foot here. The Jaegers here, these were the ones that fought in melee, and they ran. And here you go. This is basically it, right? We Battle of Waterloo from the British side. We're in time for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, right? I heard she was sick and she couldn't attend the events, but I'm sure this is not what happened in real life, obviously, right? A human person would not allow someone to abandon all their positions and basically not punish them, and basically send all these troops at the top here, your best troops, and sit around and do nothing, right? The Imperial Guard was sitting around doing nothing the whole time. So that's it. And if someone wants to do a decisive victory, I think this is the way to do it. Avoid fighting the Imperial Guard. Route the first two units and then swing everything to the right, and maybe you end up with only 300 men dead in the whole map, right? I think it's very possible you only end up with a few hundred men dead. But that's it. Thanks for watching, and hope it was enjoyable. Good night.